So I'm Travis Mallet, host of the Chinese Chess Out Loud channel, and I'm pleased to introduce XK from Foolish Commander. And we're just going to have a short conversation talking about how do Westerners get into Xiangqi. And I think that's been my biggest struggle, and partially why I started the channel in the first place, is I really wanted to learn Xiangqi, but the resources seem very absent. And that's been something that I've been struggling with. So I'm making content along the way. Foolish Commander is making content as well. So I just wanted to kind of have a conversation about your recommendations on how a Westerner can get involved in Xiangqi. Before we do that, go ahead and just introduce yourself to the audience and tell us a bit about your background.
Okay, I'm XK. I'm from the Foolish Commander, who is also a Xiangqi creator. I have been playing Xiangqi for the past good 10 years, 11 years, and now I'm making videos and hoping that more Western people can come and play. I have joined competitions before and I have won some medals, lost most of them because I'm not the best. But otherwise, yeah, I am happy to meet you, and let's just get started with answering the question. So how do Westerners get into Xiangqi? It's mostly for chess players who want something better than just chess. Not better, but something different than chess. Chess itself is much more positional in nature. Chess has a lot of pawn chains, it's a lot more materialistic. Once you are down one pawn, opponents can just trade off everything, and with their one pawn promote into a queen and go into a very suitable endgame. Xiangqi, on the other hand, gives your players much more options, which is the aggression. At the start of the game, you can already start attacking the opponent. And because Xiangqi's entire structure, if you were to pull out a Xiangqi board right now, you can see that there's a lot of gaps in between. Aggression can be much more easily performed and executed on. So for example, at the start of the game, people can already play Central Cannon. Central Cannon already attacks the center pawn, which is a very direct attack. If you don't defend that, you are going to be in a deep trouble. It's not like you can't play position as well. You most definitely can. Xiangqi does give you a variety of options, but it does lean towards the more tactically more inclined people. So from what I have experienced, people that have joined Xiangqi is because of their friends, or of their wives or whatever, that they are now interested in the game itself to play. So I think I have coached a student who is going to be joining a Xiangqi tournament in Germany, where because his wife was from China, he wants to learn how to play and try to improve in his gameplay. The other one is just out of interest itself. Maybe you stumble one of our videos, and that's why you want to convert into a Xiangqi player. Or maybe you are just curious about Chinese culture itself, and somehow you go into the deep dive into one of these, because Xiangqi is considered art in China as well. So these are the main ways that people get into Xiangqi itself, and then we can talk about how do you start learning Xiangqi. Starting learning Xiangqi as a Westerner is hard. Unless you are bilingual, unless you learn Chinese, the barrier to entry is very difficult. I'm from Singapore. I can speak both Chinese and English, and that's why I am able to learn and read from the Chinese content itself, Chinese chess content from the internet. But it's mostly gatekept by the language itself. So unless you're really familiar with Chinese, it's very hard for you to start learning it. Of course, there's still content out there. So for one place that I do search is XQ in English. And that place is very good because it does translate most of the works from Chinese sources to English sources as well. He also has video options as well, but the videos may be a bit dry. So you just take it at your own pace as well. Then otherwise, there's also Xiangqi.com, which is the fastest growing English Xiangqi platform. I think I was contacted by their organizers like 3 years ago, and now they're already starting to have around 1,000 members or ish, something like that.
Is that 1,000 members on the app itself playing? How many people typically are logged in when you go and play on Xiangqi.com?
I'm pretty sure it's a few hundred, but...
A few hundred? Okay.
Yeah, a few hundred itself. It is trying to rival against chess.com. Like, I think it is the chess.com
right.
of the Xiangqi world right now.
Yeah, that's something interesting that I came across too, because I was looking for what's that chess.com equivalent, right? And then Xiangqi.com has, 100 people logged in or something. And then Tiantian Xiangqi has maybe 250,000 at any given time.
Tiantian Xiangqi is, I mean, if you watch some of his videos, you will know how much he loves Tiantian Xiangqi. But Tiantian Xiangqi is the China equivalent of the chess.com. That's why it's so popular. And if you want to improve, you might as well just go straight to the source. It is the best place to improve, right? If you want to learn how does shogi work, you go to Japan to learn how does shogi work, or some of the Japanese apps instead of relying on purely just international resources. I mean, I played Play OK before, I played Club Vietnam before and whatnot. But yes, so if you want to learn and you want to start learning, I think you start by going to xiangqi.com. I think they have a very simple tutorial guide. Click sign in and I think I can show it to you guys.
Yeah, play as guest.
You can, go to the sidebar. There should be the teaching lessons. Yeah. So there should be some lessons over there for you to learn and start learning and start getting started here. They aren't really advanced. Let's just say that it's not really like complicated or whatnot. I think even in the intermediate.
In fact, on the advanced tab, they say no lessons available for this level.
Yeah. Well, when there's no demand, there's no reason for people to make it, right?
Yeah, yes.
But you can try the intermediate one. I think the intermediate one should be good, like advanced checkmate tactics. Oh yeah, this is all about the checkmate patterns itself. So you can see the challenge itself, and then you have,
they have some text here.
Tiger silhouette. Then you can just click around and whatnot. But
you get hints as well. Yeah, so that's helpful.
Yes, and then there's also Pi Chess. Pi Chess, I feel that it's a bit disingenuous. PiChess.com as well. .org, sorry. Pi Chess problem what I have is that they lump every single chess together, including Xiangqi. And to me, it just, I mean, this just makes it feel like it is not its own game. It is with, what's the word called? It is just a variant of chess. When in actuality, it is an actual game itself, and it should not be really tied to chess. Like I said just now, it is an alternative, but it is not, how do I say, it's just not a variant on the original chess, if that makes sense.
That's my own tell me a little more why you say it's not a variant, because PiChess.org lists it as a Xiangqi variant.
Okay.
Why do you say it's not a variant?
No, because PiChess, right, is mostly for chess variants. So anything that is alternative to chess, this is PiChess, where it is the variant of it. So that's why you have Fairy Chess, you have, so you see there's also King of the Hill, there is Canon Shogi, there's Mini Xiangqi, there's Xiangqi, and there's so much more.
Yeah.
But it just sounds like that chess is this is where the less popular chess appears, if that makes sense.
Got it.
Although the interface is much more cleaner, it's easy to create the game, it is easier to make it, and it is also, you can sign in as a guest. But I do think that it is definitely not as packed with resources as Xiangqi.com as of now.
Going back to the XQ in English, you mentioned maybe the videos aren't always that helpful, but the articles can be helpful. Where would you point new Westerners to in terms of which articles would you recommend us read?
I always go with interests. Whatever you're interested in reading at the sidebar, you can start with those. But the main way that you study is you study checkmates first, endgames first. Checkmates are better than endgames for now, because the endgames for Xiangqi are very dry. They are very, very dry in the sense that you just think of it like one rook against two advisors, or one rook against full guard. All these are a bit more drier to newer players. So what you would want to learn first is the basic cues. You search basic cues on the sidebar. So something like this, and then you just click on them, and then you try to learn from each of the basic
Iron
cues.
Bolt.
I think there is like around 20 must-know checkmates. I covered most of them in my 2 videos as well, but these patterns must be recognized by players if you want to improve. From there, you go back to the opening stages, where you pick how you want to play the game. Do you want to play more positional? Do you want to play more tactical? Do you want to play more flexible and whatnot? So the openings itself, you can click on that and try to pick your weapon. There is same direction cannon, there is 3-step tiger, there is whatnot. But we can also talk about the engines itself. So the engine itself is like Pikafish. Pikafish is one of the most popular ones. Xiangqi.com has its own AI as well, so you can review your games from there. There's another one that is called, wait, let me find it. This one is also very useful. Xiangqi Cloud Database Query. I do find that learning theory from this area is quite useful because it's one of the main lines as well.
Yeah. So I think Xiangqi.com has this type of analysis engine as well as
Xiangqi.com one is Pikafish.
Right. Yeah, okay.
They use a version of Pikafish, but they're not really Pikafish, this type for the cloud database query, it is mostly for openings. What openings do you what's your repertoire and how do you improve your opening stages? Right after the 15 moves, I think it stops being very effective. That is the usefulness. So this one I would recommend for openings, and Xiangqi.com is just for overview of the entire game itself to know where you blundered and whatnot. Xiangqi.com's Pikafish is not to the highest level. If you search online, you just type in Pikafish, you should be able to find one. What is the word called? Try online.
This one here?
Yeah. Then here you can just load out the game and play from here. And then you should be able to read the lines. You can click on the magnifying glass on the top.
Oh, there we go.
And then it starts to calculate all the depth and whatnot. You can adjust the depth, you can adjust it, and it does take a while, but this is one of the ways that you can utilize the engines itself. It's not as clean cut as Xiangqi.com, but Xiangqi.com one is on a lower depth. So if you want to go through you want to have the full depth to verify whether your move is correct or not, try on the website itself. It does make your PC slower. Because it does have a lot of computation power just because to calculate everything.
Right.
Oh, okay. So these are the three main ones. I mean, I'm going to plug in my own channel and whatnot. Our channels, I think, hopefully, we'll be able to give you guys a good understanding of it. I do have, I do want to start with checkmates. Like I said, checkmates. I make 2 videos on those. Then there's the third one, which is talking about tactics itself. So most of the tactics are translatable from chess to Xiangqi. There are some tactics that are less translatable itself. So you can click on the videos or playlist. I think playlist will work. Xiangqi 101. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
So must know kills, how many openings are there, tempo itself, defense, all of these are like basics, I would say. So for example, I think the 4 types of Chinese chess players is suitable for newcomers who don't know who they are. They have no idea of why are they. Okay, they don't know who they are themselves, so it's very hard for them to have a direction. And by watching this video, hopefully you can gain some insight to your own personality. Then there is also about the gambit videos. Okay, they're not really gambits. It is mostly deceptive openings. Then there is also the checkmates, like I mentioned. Tempo. Tempo is very important in Xiangqi. You can give up pieces just for tempo. It's much more important than chess. Chess tempo is quite variable, honestly, unless you're going for a kill. Otherwise, material is more important. Then there's also defense itself and sealing technique. Sealing technique is one of the most differing traits of chess than chess. It's very hard for you to do a sealing technique in chess because the pieces don't move the same way. Like how the cannon and the chariot both move the same way. That's why is it possible to seal. But for chess, because the pieces are moving in different directions, it's harder to seal a piece off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Others, I think what else? I know there are books as well. But the book itself is most of the time, the resources are available online. Like I would rather people, not just because I am a video itself, video maker, it's also because I feel that most of the days itself, it gets very easy for you to search online, and if you're willing to translate it, it will be good, better than just buying a book. Of course, you want to buy a book, go ahead. I'm just saying that there's more free available options out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually bought one of the One Move Kill books several years ago. And yeah, I mean, the puzzles are fun, but the reality of life, you've got this book sitting here that doesn't talk to you, that doesn't interact with you or provide any sort of like immediate feedback. And I never made it through the book because I don't know, maybe it was just too boring or something, because you have to like sit down and just like
actually do the work,
really study it and try and solve a puzzle and then check if you got the right answer in the back of the book, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you in also preferring some more of the dynamic options, even some of the articles that you can sort of scroll through and figure out what pieces of information you want to use for where you're at.
Right, yeah, definitely. I'm not saying books are bad. Most of Xiangqi's content is in books in the first place. That's how people be able to extract it and try to make it into resources. So there's like some famous books out there like Ancient Manuals. This one is also available in the Xiangqi in English website. So 自出动来无敌手. This is a very famous book. A lot of these are very famous. Like Secrets in the Tangerine, Invincible Xiangqi Manual, or Secret Record of Xiangqi and whatnot. And much like chess openings as well, some openings have their own book just dedicated towards them. So in the library, I know I will go, my local library has this book called Central Cannon Third Pawn Push. Yeah, Central Cannon Third Pawn Push. I am a 7-pawn player, so I don't play third pawn push up. And then there is other openings as well. But I'm sure that if you are more invested, more competitive, you will be able to purchase these books and try to learn from them. Of course, this is going to be a very long journey ahead. I'm in 10 years and I'm still unranked. So, yeah, funny story. I had a student. She's quite young, I think, who messaged me on Reddit and say, I want to join tournaments. Can I join this tournament that is coming in December? And this December one is ranked. It's like against masters and whatnot. And then she started learning 2 months ago. Like, I don't. It costs $200 to even enter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the world is very fast.
And it's a different situation with Western chess because the resources are almost infinite, and there are so many tournaments going on. I mean, I live in a pretty rural area, and there's chess tournaments not very far away from me. I got into chess not very long ago, was able to just go and play, you know, not in this like big event, but it's just everywhere, right? But of course, there's no Xiangqi, so... Yeah,
of course, there's no Xiangqi. I mean, even in Singapore, right, the tournament in Xiangqi vastly get outmatched by chess. Chess tournaments are almost everywhere. Your local community center probably has a chess tournament right now, somewhere out there. It's not like I hate chess, it's just that it's not my preferred game. And when you are inside a club it's called Mind Sports, and it divides into Xiangqi and chess, and the Xiangqi corner has 4 people with a coach there, while the chess people are sprawling with 20, 30 people, you do feel a bit inferior. You don't feel like the game is slowly dying out if you don't do anything.
Yeah, and it's interesting because when you look up like what are the most played games, right? Obviously, Western chess is maybe, what is it, number 1, something like that. Most played like board games, and then of course Xiangqi is right up there.
That's because of China.
Right. So it's localized.
Yeah, it's
right?
localized in China.
So if you're not there on the ground, then you're not going to experience that vibrant Xiangqi culture as much as Western chess gets to experience outside of China's borders.
True, and also because chess is much more... There's no gatekeeping in chess. The chess pieces, there is no Chinese character for you to learn. It is all like pieces itself and whatnot. I can compare Xiangqi to Shogi, and I think that Shogi has done a very good job in publicity itself. It has multiple, I mean, you search online, there's multiple Shogi videos. Of course, it's not as popular as chess. Chess is the king. We don't talk about chess, but we can talk about Shogi and Xiangqi being the same place, and Shogi has the benefit of being Japanese. And Japanese has a lot more soft power. So there will be anime created about Shogi. There will be manga wrote about Shogi. There will be YouTube channels promoting Shogi. Some of the anime guys, like, if you watch the Anime Man or whatever, they will be playing Shogi for the first time and introducing it. If you think about Shogi, you think about Japan. And Japan has a more positive image. Wow, I watch anime here. I watch manga here. My favorite YouTuber is in Japan. What do we have in Xiangqi? Chess also only blew up because of COVID era. And during the COVID era, it was the Queen's Gambit. We don't have shows dedicated to chess or Xiangqi. Shogi has content, chess has content. We don't have anything.
I saw recently there's that game, what is it called, Where Winds Meet, that has one of the mini games or the puzzles that users have to complete to pass the next level or something. I haven't played it yet, but is they have to play a Xiangqi game and play against the AI inside of the game. And so I've seen a few videos that are just targeted to, like, what is this? And people are like, I don't even know what this is. I just was presented with this cryptic looking board and these pieces. I have no idea what it is. But that's not the Queen's Gambit, right? That's sort of like a intellectual curiosity off to the side. It's not this big drama that draws everybody in.
Yeah, about the Carrie Diaries had shown a Xiangqi. I was going to review the game itself, but I think someone else did it before me. I was just really hyped to even see like some content about Xiangqi inside anime itself. Although it is just for one episode and it gets covered out quite quickly. If you were to compare Xiangqi to another type of game, Mahjong. Mahjong itself is vastly more popular. It originated from China and has spawned into a lot of different variations. And I'm sure most people, if you talk to them about Mahjong, they will know a bit more than Xiangqi. Mostly because it's a gambling game.
Yeah.
It is a gambling game.
Yeah.
It has more fun.
I know some people who live in very rural areas in the United States, like way out in the middle of nowhere in a forest, right? And they know Mahjong, but not Xiangqi.
Yeah, so the pity is that there is no content around it. There is...
Yeah.
We can talk about the games itself and the theory and whatnot, but for a game to properly thrive, you need content surrounding that game. You need memes about Xiangqi. You need content or dramas or shows or anything to talk about the game for it to become more popular. Without that backbone of a hook to get people into it, it gets very hard to lure. It gets very hard for people to enjoy the game itself. Come on, even Shogi has Naruto. Naruto promotes Shogi itself, so that's a very huge of influence towards it. I think it's just a very simple rich gets richer situation, or in this case, the popular gets popular. Because my friends play chess, I want to play more chess. And because I want to play more chess, I will learn more about the chess content. And because I have learned more about this chess content, I might create more chess content and so on and so forth. In China, though, Xiangqi is very, very popular. I can verify. When you search in Baidu or if you just search Xiangqi in like China's website, you shall see there's a lot more content. Because because it is their chess. So within the localized sphere of China's content, it gets very popular. And most people that are more interested in Xiangqi content itself will go towards there. They will learn Chinese, they will try to watch some of their videos in China or whatever, in their virtual network or whatnot. I watch some
Right.
of their videos as well to learn something.
Yeah, but learning Chinese is a huge barrier of entry for learning a game,
That is
right?
definitely way too much for people to expect of people to learn, because why must I learn an entirely new language just so that I can play one game?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's the biggest plight regarding Xiangqi right now, which is the lack of content, the lack of influence itself. But I'll do in my own part. I do want to, that's why I make videos in the first place, right? About content itself, about tournament recaps, to have a face toward Xiangqi itself. Although I'm pretty sure I'm not the best person to do it. Best person in the sense that I'm not the most skilled. I do hope that it will reach someone and it will spread somewhere, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like I was saying at the beginning, that's exactly where I'm coming from too. I'm absolutely, objectively not the best person to be explaining anything related to Xiangqi, right? But there's no resources out there. So, maybe we can create our own resources and do a little bit of promotion of the game. I don't know.
It's very much a if not me, who will type of situation.
Yeah, right.
Because if we don't do it, nobody will step forward and do it in the first place.
Yeah.
As unfortunately as I have to say, most of the videos that right now are aired are very old. Even Xiangqi.com stopped. Oh, you can check the latest video right now. I don't know why they just stopped. Let me just see. Right now it is Xiangqi Chinese Chess is the last video is 10 months ago.
Yeah, I noticed that, and I wasn't sure why they stopped making videos, because some of their videos are actually pretty helpful. Going through some opening theory, they've got some shorts that talk about some of the different checkmate patterns. But then, when you see that they stopped making content, closing in on a year ago, right? What's going on there?
Yeah. And it's always going to be a question of how do we re-innovate and whatnot. I am thinking of drawing a webcomic about my own tournament, but that skill is going to be hard. That's going to be hard for me to draw. I am not an artist by any means, but whatever I can get out there to try and pull people towards it, I will do my best.
All right, well, I think covers it. So we were just talking about the state of Xiangqi in the Western world. Obviously, it's very different inside of China, the state of Xiangqi, the resources that are available. So hopefully in this video, we've covered at least a couple resources that are useful. And I just want to say thank you very much for your time, XK. It's really great to have you on the channel and really appreciate your time. And everyone out there, go check out Foolish Commander. He's got several videos that are absolutely excellent, great explainers of opening theory and gambits and some other topics. So go check out Foolish
excellent, Commander. But yeah, thank you very much, Travis, for inviting me here to talk about this. I hope to hear you soon, and maybe we could collab. We could collab in the future. Something like coaching as well. I do want to play against you someday.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
All right, thank you very much, Travis.
All right.